Hey everyone, and welcome to Now, Next, Never, our show about what's happening now, what's happening next, and what may never happen in the world of stocks, investing, cryptos, NFTs, and so much more. I'm Delano Sapo, and with me are my co-hosts Zaid and Mani. And filling in for Nicole, we have producer Danny V here today. Zaid, what's going on with you today?
Doing all right, man. We got a couple stories to talk about. Are NFTs the future of the NBA? Perhaps the NBA's new patent will shed some light on that. Epic Games gets $2 billion in funding to build the next Metaverse. Is this the beginning of the Metaverse wars? We'll find out. Danny.
I can't wait to discuss it, guys. We got a juicy ep for you, so stick with us. And of course, remember to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Now let's get into it.
Our first story of the day. Are NFTs the future of the NBA? A new federal trademark application suggests the NBA intends to enhance the presence regarding virtual collectibles, memorabilia, art, and gaming, so much more. They filed paperwork for requests for a single mark, the association, to be used for downloadable multimedia files, artwork, merchandise, all the likes, guys. They're going to really get into the space. It seems so. So, guys, my question to you is, are NFTs the future of NBA? Personally, I think as a forward-thinking league, they're a league that likes to use technology, they're a league that likes to be progressive and push the envelope. I think they're probably the first of the major sport league to really dip their toes. We saw what King James is doing. I know he's probably quick and good. He has Adam Silver, the NBA commissioner, on speed dial, so I'm sure he's pretty tied in. Zaid, what do you think? Do you think that the future of the NBA has something to do with NFTs?
Yeah, I'm pretty confident about it. I think it's not just going to be the NBA. They're going to obviously lead this effort, but then the NFL and other sports leagues are going to adopt it. I like the fact that these NFTs could potentially have utility, especially if they use it for ticketing or something like that. We saw how NBA Top Shot, probably the first major NFT project from March 2021 to really take off and kind of go mainstream. It was popping. So I think the NBA saw the success of that and they wanted to kind of get a piece of that pie. And so I'm looking forward to seeing how they actually implement it. I personally would like to see some sort of utility and not just artwork or JPEGs. I want to see some sort of utility maybe when it comes to ticketing, special perks if you buy these NFTs, maybe fan access, some exclusive content, things like that. So looking forward to seeing how they actually implement all this stuff. But this is just a start, man. I think these sports leagues are going to be really quick to adopt NFTs.
I'm very with you guys here. I think the NBA has really kind of been the vanguard here. You know, I have a brother who's not particularly into crypto. He was all about Top Shot. So they're really, bringing new people to the space, which is great. And then, of course, they're just getting that first mover advantage. In terms of this trademark, though, it really is an interesting thing to me. I think NFTs, we sort of live in a gray area right now, right? It's like, well, what is an NFT? It's a unique token, but does it actually protect your IP, right? And then the kind of Twitter response to this is, right click save as, right? So is your IP really protected by an NFT? So I'm wondering if this move isn't a bit of tactics here. The NBA is like, look, NFTs, they're great. We already ran with it, but now we actually do need some legal protection as we make our offering more and more robust. And hopefully they do get into a lot of things you're talking about, Zaid. And I think they're in an awesome position to do that, to actually offer, unique experiential aspects to NFT. And that's a huge leg up.
You make a good point, Danny, about protecting the IP. It seems like everyone is going that route of filing these trademarks. They're seeing that this being the first move, and then they're building around that. So that does beg the question, like people are starting to think about it. But right now, as you mentioned, they're thinking about protecting that intellectual property right away.
Yeah, I mean, one of the issues that we saw on OpenSea was, you had these incredibly trendy, all the top 10 sort of projects, and people would actually just right click save as, grab the whole collection of 10,000 JPEGs and re-upload them. And there was really not a technological fix here yet. And OpenSea, then manually went in and said, hey, this is against our terms of use. We're not going to let people do this. So I think the NBA is just covering their bases, arming their lawyers with a trademark makes a lot of sense to me, because they're embracing the technology, but also kind of acknowledging, like, the legal system is also a way to protect our IP. So now we've got that law. I did want to say, though, the association, I found that to be a little dark. I don't know. It sounds ominous to me.
It's the all catch all phrase. Could be a lot of things under the association.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I like that name either, but I guess we'll see what happens. The NBA play-in games start today, so that'll be something to look forward to.
Let's go next.
Yeah. All right. To the next story. Are the Metaverse wars starting? Epic Games, the creator of Fortnite, just raised $2 billion, guys. It's a lot of money. Money is coming from Sony and Lego. And there seems to be a lot of money being thrown around the Metaverse, towards building the Metaverse. There's a lot of companies out there that are kind of building their own Metaverse or launching products inside the Metaverse. So I thought that it'd be fun to do a little draft. The NFL draft is coming up, so I thought we'd do a little bit of draft to see who we think our winners of the Metaverse. Like, who do you think is going to be the winners of the Metaverse? We're going to do it meme style. So you guys have probably seen this kind of meme template floating around the internet. So we have 10 points, and you get to draft your ultimate Metaverse roster. Delano, who are you picking with your 10 points for your ultimate Metaverse roster?
Zayd and Danny, sorry, I'm super competitive, so I have to think long and hard about this because I need to beat you guys when we roll the tape back. But, all right, first and foremost, you got to go with the staples. You got to make sure that you have a good, strong quarterback there. And I'm going with Meta. Why? Because Meta's, they're one of the few people that we've seen a lot of money being thrown. But Meta's not only throwing money and resources, they changed their whole name, right? They changed their whole strategy. They're all in. And I want someone on my team that's all in, so I'm throwing 5 points there. Now, I think that there's a lot to be said about gaming, virtual reality, and the Metaverse, right? So I want a strong player on the gaming side. So I'm going with Epic. Obviously, the creators of Fortnite, they have Unreal Engine. They've done so much in that space. They're a strong player in the gaming. You just mentioned how they raised $2 billion. So I think they're going to make a strong play in this Metaverse space. Now, lastly, one pointer. I'm taking my long bet, but I think Snapchat is something that people forgot. Snapchat has been one of the first in the virtual reality world. They have the Snap Spectacles, which didn't really catch on. They're a little bit too early, but they've had the infrastructure built. They have the users. They know how to do geotagging location. They have the infrastructure there, and they're a long-term bet. So I'm going with Snap as my number one, Danny, point person for my number one. I think I have a pretty good roster, Danny. What do you got?
Roster. Yeah, it's solid.
Delano, look, you're a formidable foe on the draft here. I don't even know if I have the sports metaphors. I only know about tennis, so I guess I'll say my Roger Federer here is definitely Apple. You guys know I'm a fan. I think Apple they haven't really even. I don't know that they've even announced this, but there's been a lot of rumors, talks about a headset, and I just kind of feel like, look, has Apple ever really made bad hardware? As soon as they step into this arena, it's going to be ugly. I think Apple Arcade is a great subscription service, offers a lot of variety at a pretty amazing price. And I think a lot of gaming now has gone super casual. So I think that's all stuff that Apple can really leverage, and what's Apple's cost to market their games? It's virtually nothing, right? They've got millions, billions of users, virtually millions of users, not billions, that they can just broadcast and push app notification to, and boom, now they can really build that up. So I got to go Apple with my big QB. Now, I'm going to hit you guys with a surprise here. Unity. I think Unity is really interesting. At 2 points, I think it's a steal because I just looked this up. Fortnite is built on the Unreal Engine, and a lot of games are built using this engine. But Unity still has the majority of the market, according to Unity. That's where I got that stat. Over 60% of the market is using Unity for a variety of different things. So I think they have a really strong foothold. And, when we talk about the Metaverse, it's all about, interoperability and having all these things linked together. So even though I think Epic is a solid choice because, Fortnite is an incredibly popular game, most popular game of 2021, according to some sources. I just think that it's all about the connection. So I have 3 points left, and I'm going to throw it to NVIDIA. It's kind of a rogue choice, but NVIDIA is the bleeding edge of graphics. And so I think that they're going to hold a lot of power in this space. And maybe I'm leaping here, but the fact that NVIDIA is also kind of tied with crypto, we have crypto miners and stuff like that using NVIDIA cards. I don't know. They might be able to leverage these things together and create the ultimate sort of, Metaverse crypto product. It mines, it lets you play games at the highest resolution. So that's my team.
Okay, so you picked Apple, NVIDIA, and Unity. That's not a bad choice. I have some overlap with you guys, so I'm picking Meta, I'm picking Roblox, and I'm picking Decentraland. So Meta, obviously,
oh my God.
Meta, Delano already talked about. They're the leaders. I mean, they got billions of dollars and they're pretty much betting their entire company on this metaverse stuff, whatever it may be. I'm still trying to figure that part out. So that makes sense for me. For the 3.1, I'm going to go with Roblox. I mean, they already have like a very, very established brand, especially amongst teenagers. I think they kind of are like a version of a metaverse. So I think Roblox has a chance to kind of expand on that and keep growing users and figure out the VR stuff. And then finally, Decentraland, kind of a curveball here, but they seem to be like the most popular decentralized metaverse for Web3 metaverse. So I want to, I've heard a lot of great things about Decentraland. Obviously, not investment advice here or any crystal balls here, but I've seen a lot of hype around them. So I think that's probably my roster there. So we'll have to roll the tape in like 10 years to see who won.
Well, I'm just curious. I want to hear you guys defend Meta more because, I mean, we do have the Oculus, right? This is a Facebook product, and I think it's fine. It's not really impressive, though.
Apple doesn't even have a product, Danny.
Apple doesn't make bad products, Zane.
You're right. Their AirPods Max would beg to differ.
They're too expensive, but they're pretty good.
So, I mean, I'm just saying, like, they're just getting started. Zuck is betting the entire company on the platform. So it's like, I'm gonna go with the guy who's betting his entire like future on a certain particular platform. So that's my reason to pick them.
Yeah, and with Roblox, like I guess my thought with the specific ones, Decentraland, I was actually really impressed by. You've got a whole 3D world you can run around. It's like it's a pretty developed like actual game.
Yeah.
But I'm just curious, like, Roblox is like a Minecraft kind of derivative. I know it has a big user base, but do they have other games and stuff? Or are they kind of relying on just that one kind of like block building game?
I honestly don't know. I've never played Roblox.
I think it's one community, but you're right. Like it's still the place that they can add more to that, right? Like a lot of people we mentioned, still figuring out what this looks like, and people are going to pivot. People are going to make different things, and I think a lot of these companies will have the resources and capital to do so.
Yep. We'll have to roll the tape in 10 years. We're going to move on right now to Now, Next, Never to wrap up the show. All right. I have now, what's popping right now, hot in the streets, is inflation. The CPI numbers for March dropped this morning. Everyone was waiting for it because everyone was worried that it was going to be really high. And it was 8.5% inflation for March 2022. That is the highest in 40 years. There is a little bit of good news, though. If the core inflation, which is the inflation if you take out the price of energy and food, was 6.5%, I believe. And I think that is the expectation was that was going to be higher. So there might be some sort of signs that inflation might be slowing down. But as of right now, we're feeling it, 8.5%.
I got next here. Netflix is to be rolling out a 2 thumbs up button because, one thumb isn't enough. A little bit of chronology here. So we used to have 5 stars. Then Netflix switched to thumbs up, thumbs down. They're like, it's too complicated for everybody. So now I feel like we're at thumbs down, 1 thumb up, 2. So now we're at 1 to 3, basically. Some people are saying this is like Netflix super like. So now this is just another platform where I will never get a super like.
I actually like this because speaking from a user, not from investing purposes, I want their algorithm is pretty good. They know what I like, but this makes the algorithm better. I'm assuming, guys. Like I actually kind of like this here. So I have never, guys, and so are millennials and young people never ever going to be able to retire? People are obviously aging more gracefully. There's a lot of factors in the economy, but the Labor Department showed that the number of people aged 55 and plus have gone back into the market. People have gone back into the job market. There's about 500,000 people that have re-entered the job market, which is kind of incredible. We saw Larry Fink telling us that we would never be able to retire. We saw Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett's right-hand man, also telling us, at first I thought it was all talk, but it seems to be that they're actually putting their action behind their words. So this is scary. We'll have to be watching this, guys. We'll have to be watching this.
Yeah, that's a good never. Well, all right. That was it for our show. Thanks so much for hanging with us, and be sure to tune in for tomorrow as we break down more finance news. Thanks, everybody.
Hey, y'all. Thanks for watching. Make sure you tune in every day. Also, hit that like, subscribe, and notification buttons. We'll see you tomorrow.